What I liked about Disney, which I've done a number of portraits of people like Galileo, Einstein, Gandhi. Most interested in people who are very complicated people. They have, I put it this way, they have their feet in the mud and their head in the clouds. And Disney is one of those characters who, in many ways, he seems like a very ordinary person. But in fact, he had an extraordinary vision, and he changed the world of film. It was never the same after him.
I think it's a hallmark of Philip Glass's music. There's not really anyone else who sounds like him. It's a score which uses traditional instruments, is very expressive. Each scene has its own very different quality according to the dramatic character of the moment. It's a score which is very sensitive to the demands of the balance between the orchestra and the stage.
Disney was the first to give character to cartoons.
At the same time, I had to find a language that would be the right language for a story about Walt Disney. And I was influenced by his contact with, or rather, Andy Warhol's contact with him. Andy Warhol was very inspired by Walt Disney in the way he worked and what he thought about. And I thought about that, and I thought about the kind of colors in the paintings of Andy Warhol, and primary colors and very vibrant and very lively. And I brought that language into the opera.
Walt Disney as a character and as a personality is actually not very much known to the public at large. First of all, the Walt Disney family and company have been very careful to take care of his image in terms of what the public perception of him is. The book, The Perfect American, on which the story is based, on which the libretto is based, deals with certain aspects of the life of Disney which perhaps are true, but we don't really know this. It's fiction. What Philip did was make the first act mostly about Walt Disney, the public figure. At the time of his great success, at the time of his enormous popularity. But the second act is really more about Disney as a private person dealing with what every person has to deal with, their own mortality and what the legacy will be that they leave behind them.
It crosses all kinds of borders. He was very proud of that. And there's another interesting thing. It also made him sad to think that in the future he would be forgotten, but his creations would be remembered. It's a very interesting point.
The Perfect American is a portrait by a great American composer, Philip Glass, about a great American artist, Walt Disney.
An ordinary man with an extraordinary vision who suddenly realized he was at the end of his life. And in his mortal frame and his mortal feelings has to face eternity.